If you want to live an affordable luxury lifestyle in Latin America as an expat or a digital nomad, then here are some of the best places that I think you can go. And this is based on my experience being a digital nomad slash expat for nearly a decade now. Been to over 70 different countries and who knows how many cities if you combine them all. But these would be some of my picks if you are looking to live an elevated lifestyle for a great cost to value ratio. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into this video. First and foremost, we are going to start with Buenos Aires in Argentina. So Argentina, I think, is really a great option. Although I've heard it's gotten more expensive since I was last there, it's still great value for its money. And it offers a really high quality of life. Argentina has Argentina, or I should say Buenos Aires, has great nightlife, great dining options. Everyone knows about Argentinian steakhouses. It has great wine, and Buenos Aires has a decent level of shopping, and you can get really high quality condos or even houses probably. Although I don't know anything about their housing market, I do know about the apartment and condo market, and you can get really great condos in great areas for a good value, especially when it comes to luxury. And Buenos Aires tends to be a little bit more European in architecture, so it's kind of like being in Europe and Latin America, but you also get the Latin American kind of like salsa dance kind of vibes and nightlife vibes, which is kind of a cool hybrid of the two cultures. Now, some people say the Argentinian people aren't necessarily the friendliest, and they are what we would say in Mexico, they're a little bit fresa and they kind of look down their nose at other Latin American countries. But I have nothing but great things to say about the Argentinian people, and I had nothing but great experiences. Buenos Aires is one of the best cities in the entire world, in my opinion. Next, we are going to go with Panama City. And I will say, Panama City, probably the most expensive city on this list for that elevated lifestyle, but it's still a fraction of what you would pay in Miami or in Los Angeles or New York or London or Paris or some of these other places. Panama, great nightlife, good dining options. It's a really cool modern city, and the housing options, similar to Buenos Aires, you can get luxury condos at a very, very obtainable price point. Then next, I'm going to go with the place I currently am, and that is Mexico. So I would say Mexico City, Guadalajara, Monterrey, all really great options. And some people would even say a place like Tulum or Acapulco or Playa del Carmen, although I don't think they really have the dining options and some other lifestyle amenities. So I wouldn't say those are necessarily the best for luxury, but they do have beach vibes. And some people would say, oh, I want like a luxury beach vibe kind of thing. So keep that in mind. And they all have great food. But for all around luxury, I would say Mexico City is really up there. Monterrey is definitely up there, and then Guadalajara, probably in that order. Mexico City, you obviously have Polanco, great shopping, great elite dining, and obviously you can get modern condos for a really obtainable price point. Really can't harp on this point enough. I think for an affordable luxury destination, Mexico City has to be one of the top destinations in the world. In fact, I was looking at a 2024 expat list, and Mexico City was in the top five. And I just quickly referenced it. Panama City was number four, Mexico City number five. I might actually do a whole video on that because there's some interesting things that I could talk about based on this data. Next up, we are going to let's go with Bogota. Bogota is another place that has really high quality of life at an obtainable price point. Not necessarily the best weather, in my personal opinion. Probably some of the worst weather on this list with Buenos Aires added in there as well. So that's probably something you should be aware of if weather is a major factor. But I think it is a great option, great nightlife, great shopping, really good tailoring there, surprisingly. And once again, I would say it has better nightlife than a place like Medellin, better food options than Medellin, worse weather. But for overall quality of life, I would say Bogota is the best city in Colombia for the luxury lifestyle at affordable prices. And it has really great housing options if you are interested in the condo kind of places. Although most of them, in my personal opinion, are a bit more dated than I would personally like. Same holds true in Medellin, although there are certainly exceptions. I wouldn't say it's as modern as some of the other places that I have talked about. Then to round out this list, I would say Lima, Peru. So Lima, Peru, not gonna be as elevated lifestyle as pretty much any other place on this list. Great affordability, great food. I would say it probably has the best food in Latin America outside of Mexico. I would say it's like neck and neck. If you had to go like dish for dish, man, that would be like a battle between heavyweights, just blow for blow. I would personally have Mexico coming out on top, but it would be a closer battle than you would think. I also think Lima, Peru is pretty cool because there's less foreigners there. But overall, I think you could live a really great life in Lima. And then I'll actually give you some honorable mentions of places that just missed out on making it into this list. I would say Brazil with Florianopolis, Sao Paulo, Rio, all just hardly missed the cut. Florianopolis, probably the most affordable of those options, while Sao Paulo is probably the most expensive of those options. Rio de Janeiro offers a lot of great value. It has a really cool lifestyle with the beaches, the culture, and Brazil overall is really interesting. Although I would say something people don't really talk about is it has some of the highest level of mental health issues in the entire world. So that is something to be aware of. I mean, it competes with the level of mental health issues that the United States have, because that was another major um, problem, I guess, with the United States and dating in the United States. So many of the women are on pills for depression, anxiety, or so on and so forth. I don't really want to go down this rabbit hole. Might just edit that entire part out. But Brazil is a great option. Great condos. Food isn't super great. Shopping not super great, especially because of import taxes. But overall lifestyle, it is definitely up there, pound for pound. Then there are some other places that I would say are up and coming, like Paraguay, maybe El Salvador. You also got Uruguay and you also got Chile, but I don't feel comfortable enough recommending them, or I just haven't spent enough time in the luxury areas of those places to go further in depth. But those places could certainly interest you. If there's anywhere else you would recommend in Latin America for an affordable luxury lifestyle, then put that in the comments down below. And as always, thank you for watching the video. I truly, truly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And as always, peace, much love.